Welcome to Demystify Magic with Molly and Madison.
I'm Molly, a former skeptic turned full-time energy healer and teacher.
And I'm Madison, a born and raised witch running my family's crystal shop.
And we're here to explore all things woo through the lens of both science and spirituality so that you can find the moments of magic in your everyday life and create an intentional spiritual practice.
So if that's what you're into, find a cozy spot, take a deep breath, and let's demystify some magic.
Howdy doody, friends. Welcome back to the pod.
Howdy doody.
How you feeling? How we doing?
We're feeling. I'm ready.
I'm ready. We're talking about self-love today. Now, if you are like me, whenever you hear someone say self-love, you immediately go,
uh-huh.
But today we're going to give you some really tangible rituals that hopefully won't feel like flowery and like love and light and blah.
And if you can't love yourself, how are you going to love anybody else? Can I get an amen? Do you not watch Drag Race?
Nope.
Maybe we cut that. RuPaul ends every episode of RuPaul's Drag Race with, and if you can't love your health, this is why I'm not RuPaul. If you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you going to love somebody else? Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Thank you.
Well, before we dive in, Madison, what was your magic moment of the week?
My magic moment is a series of small magic moments that at the time of filming this episode, February 1st, we are still on track to soft open Spellcrafter on the 24th.
Oh, yeah. Yay.
We were touch and go there for a minute, but demolition started yesterday. So we're just doing some like minor construction work on the inside. By the time this episode is out, I might have eaten my words. So check Shop Spellcrafter on Instagram to see if that date is still the same. But at the moment, right now, things are looking really good. We're starting to bring furniture over to like keep in a closet so that when things are ready, we can just pull it out and start stocking. Like I bought so many crystals in Tucson. You know what? It could be just a crystal shop at first. Like we could have just nothing else and that would be fine. But I'm feeling pretty good. I think that we're going to get there. And that in itself is a magic moment, truthfully.
Yeah.
I've been so anxious.
And definitely keep your eyes on the Demystify Magic Instagram because I know people are asking like if we're going to do a little podcast meetup. And I am planning to come down, but I don't know yet if I'm coming down for the soft opening or the grand opening or...
Yeah, I would love to do... I'm not planning any grand opening festivities for that weekend just because things feel very malleable right now in terms of like when I know that we will be able to open the doors and sell things, you know, as it is right now. I think that that's very possible. Will I be ready for like, you know, a party? Remains to be seen.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that we're going to have a larger grand opening weekend in March that Molly will be at, and we'll all be snuggling and hanging out and giving hugs and doing readings and having a great old time.
Yeah. So keep an eye out for that. I'm excited.
It's going to be good. I can't wait. What was your magic moment?
Okay. I have a very silly magic moment, but it is borderline life-changing. I am obsessed with TikTok Shop. As most people are. I literally have to stop scrolling TikTok because I keep buying things. And the thing about TikTok Shop is every time I stop buying things, TikTok sends me coupons to buy things because they want me to post videos about TikTok Shop. And I'm like, fine. So I just buy like the dumbest stuff. The dumbest stuff. And the other day I saw a wearable blanket. It's floor length. It's fuzzy. It's got sloths on it. It's got a big Kanga pocket. It's got a hood. I bought it and I was like, you know, this is going to be okay. It's the greatest gift I've ever given to myself.
Is it just a Snuggie?
No, it's like a hoodie, but a blanket and floor length. It's like a robe with a front. Yeah, but like big and fluffy and it's soft. So Hercules is just like obsessed with me. I have purchased a second one. That's how much I love it. The only thing is it's going to be too warm for me to wear it like most of the year. So I was like, I have to wear it all the time right now. But I'm obsessed with it. It's so soft and it just makes me feel so snuggly.
I must have.
I know. It's on my storefront on TikTok now. So you can go buy one.
Here I go, running over.
But that's such a good segue into our conversation because sometimes like self-love is just like giving yourself the soft thing that you want and letting yourself be swaddled in like a blanket of love.
Love is a floor-length hoodie, you know?
Love is a floor-length hoodie blanket.
Love is a robe with a front.
See, the real reason why I wanted to get 2 of them is because it has a giant pocket in the front, but there's like a stitch at the top, so it has the thing doesn't open, so you can stick your hands in it. But I have a hypothesis that's big enough to fit Hercules, and so I want to get a second one to snip the stitch and see if I can fit him and walk around with him in my soft, because one thing that boy loves is soft.
I need you to set up a camera from start to finish of that experiment.
I will, for sure.
That is so good.
Okay, first on our list of self-love rituals you can do today.
I love when you give something a theme song.
Everything's a theme song in my world.
Mm-hmm.
We have crystals here, and we have a couple of specific crystal practices that you can do to invite a little self-love into your life.
Mm-hmm. First on our list is something that I know you do a lot more than me, and it's really my goal this year to get more into crystal gridding.
Mm-hmm.
What would you put in a crystal grid for self-love?
Oh, I would put any pink or green crystal is going to be a great option. So like rose quartz, rhodonite, rhodochrosite, green aventurine, even like green fluorite is really nice. Pink lemurian, like any of those are great. Clear quartz is great for anything. I'm trying to think what else.
Something that I feel really called to in a self-love practice is apophyllite. I don't know if there's like, if that's what it's often used for, but that is just the first thing that comes into my mind when I think about self-love.
Yeah, apophyllite's really good for like spiritual connection, connecting to intuition, connecting to higher self. So I could see how that could be connected to self-love for sure, especially for you, whereas like your practice of self-love is so connected to like your rituals and your intuition.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes sense. My grid, if I were to make one today for self-love, would probably be rose quartz in the center. And then, I mean, I'm a rose quartz girly because I have a shitload of rose quartz because it's cheap and easy to find. So I'd probably do a rose quartz in the center and then surround it by rose quartz and clear quartz. Maybe some amethyst too if I was feeling like a little anxious. Yeah, that would probably be my grid.
I love that. I'll have to try. I keep saying that every time we mention a crystal grid on the pod. I'm like, I know I need to try it. But my cats, I swear.
Yeah, it's hard with cats.
The older my baby cat gets, like I'm having the opposite effect of like the more he wants to fuck with things. So I need like a dome for my crystal grid.
What if you got okay, all right. You know those like cake stands with the dome lit? You need one of those.
I do. Oh my God, that's a great idea.
Wait.
I'll be ordering one. That is such a good idea. And then it's displayed all pretty.
Yeah.
Excellent idea.
Excellent. Can you imagine like doing a little smoke cleanse and then putting the lid on top and just watching the smoke dissipate?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, excellent.
Something else you can do with a crystal grid for self-love is you can write down some affirmations of self-love or even like a list of things that you love about yourself and stick it underneath the center of the grid. So it's like infused with that.
Oh, I love that.
Or you can speak those affirmations over the grid too, or do a loving kindness meditation. There's so many things you can play with. You can also just wear any of those pink or green crystals for self-love or keep them in your pocket, your purse, your backpack.
That's what I was going to say, is just to make a little bag of, 2 or 3 of your favorite self-love crystals and just keep them with you. Keep them in your purse, keep it in your car, wherever it is that you want to focus on it.
Yeah. I really like self-love crystals as necklaces because then they're hanging over the energy center of the heart. So really good for like bringing that intentionality and clearing any kind of energetic blocks that might be holding you back from self-love. But also like, use what you have. Some people like to stick them in their bra. If you wear a bra, that could be a good option.
Love a good crystal in the bra because it you know what? My favorite thing about it, you're on edge, just a little on edge all day. It's a little task. Is it going to fall out of my bra?
See, for me, I always forget they're there. And then they end up falling on my bathroom floor at night. And I'm like, what is that?
They always just fall out of my like, I've never been able to successfully do it. I'll lean over for something and there's a crystal on the ground, and then I have to explain to the people around me where it came from.
See, I'm a sports bra girly. So like these things they are held in there.
We are packed down. Okay, next on our list, this is going to come as a surprise to absolutely no one, is Reiki. I'm going to take this a step farther to let Molly talk a little bit more about the Reiki. We all know that's her wheelhouse. Let her get on her soapbox. But I'm going to take this a step farther and say anything that is a segmented period of time that you dedicate just to yourself is a self-love ritual. And so even if it doesn't feel witchy, like even if it's just cooking yourself a nice dinner, like buying the ingredients that you love, preparing them, eating, like doing something that's just for you. If it's watching an episode of your favorite show.
Taking yourself for a drive just to listen to your favorite album.
Taking a nap.
Yeah.
Listening to our podcast.
Hey.
Could be an act of self-love.
Yeah. Yeah. I think like I like Reiki because it's such a tangible practice of like, okay, there's a start, there's an end. And really easy to just add like a couple of minutes of self-love. You find yourself talking shit about yourself, looking at yourself in the mirror sideways or whatever. And it's like, what if anytime I catch myself doing that, I do a couple of breaths of Reiki? And over time, you can start to actually like change the neural pathways in your brain so that you're not saying those mean things to yourself as much, or, you don't have that same reaction to yourself in the mirror. And instead, you've imparted this new reaction of like feeling calm, feeling at ease, feeling relaxed, feeling like I deserve to take time for yourself. What is happening right now?
I was yawning and I couldn't stop.
You should have yawned into the mic. You got a funny yawn. No, it's your sneeze that's funny.
It's my sneeze that's funny. I'll sneeze into the mic next time. Give you all a little
Madison
treat.
Sneezes like a mouse.
I trained myself. So, okay, this is how I can't believe nobody knew I was so anxious. But from a young age, it filled me with fear to sneeze in class and have everyone look at me. So I taught myself how to sneeze silently. And now I can't stop. Now it's just how I sneeze. And it does more. What is the funniest part is that it brings more attention to my sneeze that I sneeze so quietly. Because every time I sneeze, people go, "What was that?" Which is so much worse than people just looking at you and saying, "Bless you."
We'll have to get you to sneeze on the pod.
Put some pepper under my nose. Next time I really have to sneeze, I'll go on the Instagram and I'll make an Instagram story.
Yes.
Okay. Oh. Next on our list, we wanted to give like a short list of herbs just because there's so many ways to use them. If you love to make a spell jar, if you love to make a simmer pot, if you want to take a nice long self-love bath, a good ingredient would be rose, obviously, just like rose quartz, lavender, chamomile. I also feel like rosemary is a very loving herb.
Yeah.
There's like a joke on the internet that, everybody says that rosemary can be substituted for everything. And it is true to an extent. It's a great catch-all herb. I love it for self-love specifically because I do feel like there's a small element of protection and release in a self-love ritual, You can't bring in self-love when there's, when you're full of something else, when you're full of self-doubt.
Yeah.
And so I do think that there is an element of like, okay, I got to let go of this shit that doesn't serve me, that isn't in my best interest anymore, so I can make room for all of the goodie. And I think that rosemary is such a good herb for anything for that reason.
Yeah, and I also think like simmer pots or like ritual baths are like both really powerful ways to do that too, especially when you pair those ingredients. Rose could be like rose petals, but it also could be like rose water. Like I have a rose water spray that I keep next to my bathroom mirror, and it's like a little spray on the face. So soothing in the summer.
A 2-for-1.
A 2-for-1. You could also just drink a tea. Drink a rose tea, a chamomile tea.
Okay, Grandma.
We're keeping that.
Yep.
Okay, the next one is any kind of affirmations or meditations, like a loving kindness meditation. So just like Madison said, anytime you're taking time for yourself, that is a practice of self-love. But there are particular types of meditations that are really good for this. Like I've done this on the pod before. I can't remember if it was the fall equinox or the winter solstice. One of you will let us know. But one of the meditations I did for that was a loving kindness meditation. So essentially you say affirmations to yourself like, may I be safe, may I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be at peace. I deserve to be safe. I deserve to be happy. I deserve to be healthy. I deserve to be at peace, etc. We're actually going to link in the show notes, in case you missed it. I now have a YouTube where I'm posting meditations every week and just posted a self-love meditation. So we'll put that link in the show notes for you if you want like a guided tutorial. But any kind of affirmations that you repeat to yourself in meditation or repeat in the mirror, repeat over your ritual tea or your spell jar or crystal grids are going to be really powerful.
And would you believe we made it all the way through this episode before I realized that I have a fucking self-love candle?
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
You were talking and I was like, oh, we haven't put candle magic on this list. And then I was like, oh my fucking God, you have a self-love candle that you
do
get so many fucking messages about. From the first drop of Spellcrafter candles, self-love was by far the most popular, which I did not expect. You guys were eating that shit up. I've gotten so many kind messages about the self-love candle. So I'll slide my little plug in here too, that the self-love Spellcrafter candle would be an excellent accompaniment for your meditation.
Yeah. Or your ritual bath or your crystal grid or just...
She's a multi-purpose tool. All right. So next we have one of my favorite ways to do a ritual in general is to infuse your skincare with the witchery. So this could be through drawing a sigil with your moisturizer or your sunscreen, because as we've learned on this podcast, you need a lot more sunscreen than you think. If you're drawing a sigil on your face directly with sunscreen, you're maybe using enough sunscreen. You need so much, 2 full fingers worth of sunscreen. If you learn one thing from this podcast.
That's really what we're here to teach you.
Yeah.
It's really, this podcast is now called Demystify SPF.
You think that you're here to get some great tips for your spiritual practice. I'm just here to protect your skin more than anything. I want to do 2 things in this life. It's protect your energy and protect your skin. So I love to draw sigils with sunscreen.
Yeah. You could draw a sigil on your face with the sunscreen, or draw a sigil on the bottle of sunscreen, or keep a rose quartz with your sunscreen.
Love a crystal, because it just is like a nice, cute thing to do too, of like you get to arrange them nicely with your crystals.
Yeah.
With their little sigils on the bottle. It feels very witchy, but is also very low effort.
Yeah,
yes. It's definitely like the highest payoff aesthetically.
Yeah, for sure. We're not about aesthetics here unless they're low effort aesthetics.
I need the lowest effort aesthetic, and that is definitely one of them. I love that.
For sure. Our last one on this list is just be nice to yourself and your cute little brain. Right? Remember that your brain is wired towards negativity over positivity because it wants to keep you alive. It's a survival response. When you are hard on yourself, it's because there's a part of you that doesn't feel safe, that doesn't feel secure, that feels like being hard on yourself is what is needed to keep you safe and keep you alive. And so instead of trying to fight fire with fire and get mad at our brain when we're not loving towards ourselves, can you offer yourself some reassurance? Being like, thank you so much, brain, for keeping me safe. I really, really appreciate you looking out for me. Right now, I'm good. I'm good right now. Like, we can let that go.
Yeah. It is a deeply spiritual act to give yourself what you need.
And it's a practice. It takes time.
And I think that's all from us.
Yeah. We love you.
We love you.
We hope you love you.
As much as we do.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Demystify Magic with Molly and Madison. If you want to learn more about us, you can find all our links in the show notes.
We'd love to know what you think of today's episode, so drop us a review or give us a shout out on social media. And don't forget to let us know your magical moment of the week. Okay, love you. Bye.